Hello, my labs. Let's talk about our comfort zones because today I was definitely pushed outside of mine. I've been making these videos for, probably 6 weeks now, and I promised that I would make one every day. And so I have. And I don't edit them. I very rarely reshoot them, but I find myself on about my 5th attempt today. And I know why. It's because I thought that when I had enough subscribers, I would go live and that going live would feel amazing because I don't edit, because I usually go in one take, because a lot of these I film in my car as I'm driving. And apparently some people don't like that. And I don't know if I care about that or not. So today I'm deciding whether I'm at a place where other people's judgment doesn't impact me. And apparently it still does a bit, because when I hit live stream, whoa, did I not have much to say. And the flow, the no fear, just flow state that I'm in kind of caught me by surprise. I didn't know how to chat with people. And so I think most people left. I didn't know what I was doing. The sun was in my eyes and I got very uncomfortable. And it surprised me because I am at this place where I feel unbelievable comfort. And I do live in the present moment. And I make these videos with no makeup sometimes, with my hair a mess, just going for it. A lot of the time I do film them in a car because that's when God speaks to me the most. And I feel like it's no different than just having a companion sitting next to you and talking. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't bother other people. And that doesn't mean that perhaps it's not the best choice for the safety. And so these are things that I have to think about. And I am willing to think about those because I understand that I am a constantly evolving and moving being. And I'm learning things every day. And that's the purpose of being here. And I do live in a no fear state because I did crawl myself out of the hell that my life became alone. And I have learned to be alone. I have learned to not look for love in another person because I think that's what a lot of us do, is we think that if we're in a relationship or if we have somebody with us, that somehow we're lovable. And then we don't have to focus on ourselves. And so we focus on that other person, either by being a giver and giving that person so much of ourselves that we forget to give to ourselves. Or sometimes we just focus on the negativity of that relationship. And so we complain all the time rather than leaving and rather than creating a better circumstance for ourselves. I know I stayed in a situation for so many years, 25, that did not serve me. I stayed with somebody that did not meet me on an emotional level. I stayed in a situation that did not make me feel good about myself. And so for 25 years, although I had a joyful life and I thought it was what I wanted, it wasn't until it completely collapsed that I realized that I didn't even know who I was. And instead of focusing on myself, I started searching for love elsewhere. And I started taking care of other people who also were not people that I should have been spending my time on. And so I realized at one point that that's the love that I should be giving to myself. And so I just stopped doing that. I stopped caring about what other people thought. And I stopped being concerned about aligning with somebody. And I aligned with myself and I did the inner work and I fasted and I cried on the floor and I wrote a book and I, continued my practice and I left a situation that was stagnant and moved to a new office to better align. And I did things way outside of my comfort zone because I want to be happy here on earth. I understand the assignment. I understand that I'm here to feel all the feelings and experience all the joy that there is. And along the way, I also found the love of God. And it's a very real love for me. And it's not a fire and brimstone love. It's not a love where I feel like I'm being judged. It is this sweet, beautiful comfort of knowing that there is a higher power that's looking out for me. And when I quiet my mind and I allow myself to fall into that things just beautifully align. And so the things that used to make me happy no longer really, I don't need them. I used to be really into material things. I used to really always want, expensive things, and I used to feel like I was comparing myself to the Joneses. And now this makes me happy. The feathers that I find on the path when I go for a walk, it makes me happy to be sitting out here in my backyard and enjoying the sun falling down on my eyes, because I know that's God's light. I enjoyed going a walk today in my bare feet, and I didn't care that other people were looking at me as they had their expensive tennis shoes on and they had their Bluetooth in their heads and they were totally distracted. I was walking barefoot in silence and listening for nature and looking for synchronicities and allowing God's light in. And that's when I get the best ideas of my life. And, if you are afraid to quiet your mind, if you don't sit in silence, I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to set your timer for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes and see if you can sit in silence. I challenge you to meditate. You can even do a guided meditation, because I will tell you, in the silence, that's where we find our greatest joy. I challenge you to go a day or two without the foods that you normally love. I challenge you to fast. I challenge you to do things outside of your comfort zone so that you can create a life of joy. Because I'll be honest, I'm not sure there's a lot of people out there that are truly living a life of joy. And I have found myself there. And you know what? I go to bed alone every night. I spend a lot of Friday and Saturday nights alone. I invite myself places and I create joy for myself. I go to the beach alone. Sometimes I go out to eat alone. I do things alone that I never thought I would do, because I was concerned that people would think I was unlovable if I was alone. And guess what? I've discovered that I am super lovable. And I love myself, and that's the most important love that I can give. And I love my inner child so much, and she feels so happy. And so these are things that you can do too, because I don't have some magical potion. I just know that I want to feel good, and in order to feel good, I have to eliminate the things that feel bad. I recently had to end a friendship that I thought was a genuine friendship, and I realized that it was not. And that was okay. And I should have known, because for a year, my body was telling me that this was not a safe space for me. And I pushed through it and I forced myself into it. And the moment that I released it, not only did my body thank me, but it saved space for new things. So, I guess what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to let go of the things that don't serve you to make space for new things, because they will come. God knows what He's doing. And the more that we hold on to the things that don't serve us, the harder it is to make room for the things that do. So I know that I am aligning with a beautiful love. And I know that I'm aligning with the right clients that are ready to do the work and to do the healing. And I know that God gives me these beautiful experiences of the birds in the background. And I find so many feathers. If you watch my story, you know that I find the most beautiful feathers. And there's a blue jay flying over right now. And I had to stop my earlier video because a deer literally walked out of the woods and confronted my dog. So maybe I will post that little video, because it was quite interesting. But I'm just here. I'm being me. I'm being vulnerable, and I'm asking you to do the same, because this life is meant to be enjoyed, and you truly can get out there and enjoy it. And maybe I'll live stream again, because I'll tell you what, that put me outside of my comfort zone so much that I almost didn't film this today. But I refuse to go back. I will only move forward now, and I will stay in the present moment as much as possible. And I will also think about how my actions impact the earth and do things that align with everyone, because I am here to help raise the collective energy. That's all we can do. It's a time where we could drop into the negativity if we wanted to, and that's what they want us to do, because we're controllable that way. But I won't do that. I will continue to raise my energy. I will continue to live in a state of love and light, and to be happy and joyful. I cry almost every day, but most of the time they're tears of joy now, because I'm so proud of myself for stepping out of the darkness and into the light. And you can do it too. And I'm here to guide you if that's what you need. So please feel free to reach out. Okay, no fear, just flow. Like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free, it just takes a second, and it allows me to do more things like live stream and remind myself that I still am a scaredy cat, but I'll get there. So for those of you that do live stream, bravo. That's some scary shit. Anyway, love and light.